Hi guys, it's Brad again, and today we're going to be looking at some techniques to do well on exams. So if we ask the question how you feel just before a big exam, and when you feel that way, how do you get focused to do well on it? And oftentimes people say they're anxious, their hands are sweaty, their heart's racing a bit, they feel overwhelmed. And not uncommon and very typical when people are being, um, I guess, for lack of a better term, being judged on their knowledge in this case. So let's look at ways to overcome those feelings and do well as you possibly can on the exam and access all that information you worked so hard to get into your long-term memory. So test anxiety is freezing up, panicking, worry, distraction, focusing on the negative, the physical, the aforementioned sweating and heart palpitations, and feelings of unreality, disengaging from the task at hand. So what we want to do is be like this young lady and chill. We're just going to pass our tests and move on with our program. So the way to overcome those is to first and foremost study. Find out your study technique that works best for you and use it. Focus on relaxing. Talk positively to yourself. Give yourself a little room to make mistakes. We all make mistakes when we're learning. Otherwise, we wouldn't have to be here and learn. Get good sleep. Practice good posture. Don't slouch. Have good nutrition. Fuel your engine properly. And keep a consistent routine. Do everything you can to avoid being one of those people who pulls all-nighters and crams to get through exams. Yeah, it's not a fight. It should just be a step through for you, something you have to check off your list to move on to the next level. So preparation before the test, schedule the test dates like we're doing on our Google Calendar and create a timeline working backwards from that to study. Utilize all the study resources. That's going to be your homework. That's going to be the PowerPoint. That's going to be the lectures. Then that's going to be anything else that you can find that helps you study for the test. Use review sessions. I do review sessions for pretty much all quizzes and tests. I'm trying to think if there's one I don't do it for. There's maybe one towards the end of class that is, if you work through the coursework, you do just fine. But the rest of the coursework, I do a review session the day before you take the exam. So please show up for those. They are helpful. You can use pre-tests. Be familiar with the exam format, and I will certainly on the first one show you how the exam format is going to work online, the number of tests, whether you can or not you can retake it, if there's a time limit. All these types of things will be explained fully before you take the test. And if you aren't clear on those before the test, please ask, because I'm sure if you have the question, someone else does. So see where maybe things had worked or not worked in the past, either your study, maybe you need to schedule in a little more time for studying, maybe you need to change your study technique. Or if things work, reschedule that, and if it isn't broke, don't fix it. And use the strategies that work best, of course, and without saying, create a study sheet or flashcards that will help you study. There is an online program called Quizlet where you can create your own online flashcards. And there are also a lot of preloaded flashcards as well that can be very helpful for studying, especially in anatomy and physiology. Oh, go get enough. So here we go. So not all tests are alike. Our group needs to create a list of tips for preparing and taking the assigned type of test. So calculating grades in your grade book, in your syllabus, the weighting of the various things that go into your final grade are shown. They are weighted as such in your grade book, and it is an average across several tests. So it may be that you're not a great test taker and average 80%, but you more than make up for it by being attentive in class, contributing to class, and getting those PPS points up. So just because you aren't a great test taker doesn't mean you're going to fail out of this program. Much to the contrary. A lot of employers prefer people actually who have to work a little harder and can struggle with test taking, but are hard workers and very attentive and have great work habits. And those are going to get you a long way in the workforce. That is it. Thanks, guys, and hope this helps. And don't be anxious about your test. We'll do everything you can to keep that anxiety down and have you do well.